What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another Randy Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Binance token to BTC. We'll also be looking at the current coin market cap as well as discussing what was listed in the title, which is will Litecoin bounce off its potential support? That is going to be the questions for today. Will we answer them? You will have to find out. Furthermore, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump right into today's episode. So as you guys can see, we are on the current coin market cap, and I like to start this off for those of you who are new to the channel. We are starting this off mainly because this is a general overview of what's to come, what's actually happening within the market, and where we were based off of yesterday's analysis. So you can see how in Bitcoin dominance today is 63% with a 24-hour volume of 83 billion and a market cap of 333 billion, which to me looks more like consolidation. All around there's very little more volume compared to yesterday, but for the most part, it is consolidation that is due, and you can see it at the top 10 cryptos. Only one is down, which is XRP. The other ones are kind of consolidating out. You can see consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. Really no dramatic uptrend except for Bitcoin, but for the most part, it's just very slow movement to the upside. Now, this is only based off of 7 days that we're looking at, so when we're up about 2%, you can see that does act as a pretty big jump, but it merely is just a very small number. Now, Litecoin is trading at $123, 4.6 in volume billion, which is quite low compared to what we've seen in the past. Its current market cap is 7.7 billion, which is also lower than what we've seen. We've seen a way over 8 billion. So we're seeing consolidation. We saw retracement, major retracement a couple days ago. Now I want to know if we're going to bounce off of its previous support. And now I just want to jump on over to our technical analysis, and I do want to just dive right into that. So as you guys know, I can show you guys the weekly. We haven't really done that in a while. I know I've just recently talked about it, but you can see we really don't do it much. Now, when we look at the weekly, you'll notice there is a very strong uptrend right here, and there's something very important that I really do want to talk about. Now, you'll notice that the overall chart looks very nice. You can see since we've, topped off at freaking $417, we've seen a major retracement downwards, found our bottom support below the high-low middle moving average. We literally topped off, or we didn't even top off, we bottomed off at the oversold line and then just immediately corrected, which is wild. It's beautiful. Once we see oversold, it's a great opportunity to buy in. Now we're overbought and we're starting to see that retracement downwards, which is necessary for Litecoin survival in the future. Now you'll notice what's happening right now is as I zoom in, we are seeing our high-low middle moving averages slowly come closer together. And as we're doing that, we managed to break above its current, high-low MMA, indicating that the prices were a little bit overextended, which indicated retracement. The dead giveaway for that was the fact that we were, overbought on the exchange, which, immediately indicated retracement was due. Being overbought on the weekly is much different than being overbought on the daily. This is more a long-term downtrend, which is why we saw 3 weeks of pullback, much stronger than on the daily charts. Now you'll notice that we did top off at 143 and then we started to retrace lower. You can see right now we're testing the high-low middle moving average as a support, which theoretically means that we could be using this as a support for longer moves to the upside if we don't decide to break through it. You'll notice there's a bunch of volume upwards pressure, buying pressure, pushing this price up much higher when indeed we do touch this. That's why we're seeing retracement off of here. We're seeing that bounce, we're seeing that ripple effect, we're seeing this beautiful candle right here, which merely started the week off at 123 and we're closing it at around 123. I believe we have a couple more days before this candle closes, but you'll notice we don't look too bad. We're actually almost halfway done with the week, so we really do need to see whether or not we're going to close above or below this. Now, the interesting thing with this is the fact that we do have our ascending wedge, which was drawn since December, slowly pushing the price up. You'll notice we've been entangled with this, which indicates to me that we're going to continue to push up higher. There was really no indication of a major fall or a major pullback down to levels of like $68, which is still a possibility, but there's no strong reason for that price to really do that and stumble that low. We could see a price dip ever so merely below the $106 level, right around this ascending wedge, the bottom support of the ascending wedge, which would indicate that we probably hit a low, and then we could start to see movement back up to the upside. Now, the only difference setting us off is the fact that with this ascending wedge, we were never oversold or overbought. We're just recently becoming overbought, which is a pretty strong reason to see consolidation. But the thing I want to point out is we've been overbought and hung out in here for weeks on weeks from March of 2017 to literally August of 2017, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's 6 months of bull market trading in the overbought market. So that's why this isn't too much of a fear factor to me, because, it's not the biggest thing we ride on in terms of where the price can go up higher. So we can continue to stay in here for months on months and enumerate the price can go crazy high while we're in this overbought market. But we're still using the high-low MMA as a support, and you'll notice we see major retracements in candle wicks off of this bottom high-low MMA, which is a great indicator that we're going to use this. It's strong, it's still active, and we could see the price immediately correct and move back up to 143, and that's really what I'm gambling on right now. I truly think that we are going to see movement back to the upside. We're slowly starting to see that now, but I do think we're bouncing off of this right now. I think that this bounce is beautiful. We literally hit here at 115 or 112 to a 111 a couple of days ago, and we're currently at a price of like 125. You can see that, or we're starting to head up to 125. Small resistance up at 126 area, but really nothing too bad, and then we could probably see a pullback all the way up to the 141. That's really what I'm riding on right now. I do think we're going to start trading up into here as we head up. You can see as I widen this or shorten this, you can see what exactly I'm referring to. It looks beautiful. It's following the plan exactly. We did not see Bitcoin shoot out in any major form compared to when Bitcoin and Ethereum shot up to $14,000. Litecoin stayed right where it was, indicating technical analysis is holding a greater value over Litecoin's market. It's not really getting as manipulated as the other cryptocurrencies, so I am anticipating some sort of movement really soon back up to the 143 level. We're trading at 50 on the RSI, giving us plenty of room to do so on the daily chart. So I am really anticipating the price of Litecoin to start to move to the upside within the next couple of days. So now moving on to Bitcoin, you'll notice Bitcoin is having a different ball game right now. You'll notice it's much higher up on its RSI. You can see it's trading at 63 on its daily, and now let's look at the weekly. The weekly, we are extremely far away from its high-low middle moving averages. Major wick retracement back down, finding its double channel support right here, and you'll notice that we are starting to move up higher. You'll notice there's also an ascending triangle or an ascending support and uptrend that I have drawn on a couple of days ago, which did seem to hold quite well. So we could see inevitably more consolidation outwards. It's really what this market needs. But the same thing goes with Bitcoin, is that we've seen markets trade in the overbought region for a very long time, and we could see that happen once again as we near the all-time highs or the previous all-time highs for 2019. So I am looking for consolidation within Bitcoin. I'm looking for sideways movement, not necessarily a retracement to the downside, but just sideways moving back to this line, and then we could see another pop, which could easily bring us to 15K and definitely back to 14K. Now, I do want to show you guys Ethereum and Binance Coin, and then we'll wrap up today's episode. And I'll end with some factor notes. So you can see that on Ethereum, we do also seem on the daily to have a beautiful uptrend forming. I'm looking again for consolidation. I'm looking for sideways movement, retesting of this bottom uptrend, which would be a great buying opportunity for those who want to jump in. And then we should see another movement back up to 335, which is a great move and a great retracement and retestment of its previous highs. So I'm really looking for consolidation and then a move to the upside. So I'll draw that out really quick. So something like this is what I'm looking for, if not just a straight pull to the upside, being that we're only like 56, 55 in the RSI gives us plenty of room to move up to the higher levels. Now, lastly, Binance token. From yesterday's episode, we ended with us finding some sort of uptrend channel on Binance Coin to Bitcoin on the Binance exchange, and you'll notice that not only did we have a bottom support, but we just found our top resistance, which this looks absolutely amazing, and we're starting to see more consolidation back to the downside, which doesn't necessarily fall out of whack. We've been calling following this. So we could inevitably see another pull down to here, followed by movement right up to the upside, which would be a major jump. So Binance Coin is definitely a coin that I am honing in and watching, because this looks like a great opportunity is right around the corner. So we could see, as soon as October, which is 2 months away, not too crazy, a buying opportunity at the bottom of this uptrend, and we could just literally see the price skyrocket to the upside before we see any sort of consolidation and retracement. So great coin to be looking at. Thanks everybody for recommending me this. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out my Patreon. It's the first link in the description. This way you get access to all my TradingView charts with live updates. But lastly, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.